Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the Boozy Cinnamon Roll. My name is Judson, and we're here for 25 days of day drinking and crafting, trying to get our merry on in a timely manner. Today's drink is a cheat. I am drinking a Buzzball that I found in Matthew's fridge. It is a peach chiller. Now, it's not exactly festive, but it's boozy. Peachy. Today's craft, we are going to do another Shadowbox thrift flip. You'll remember, hopefully, we did Joy, I think was the one that we did. Bought this at a thrift store, gave it to the boys, promptly took it back, and I am going to put a Shadowbox on the back side so that they will have the option of putting out Hope and Joy, I think was the other one, or flipping it over and displaying what we customized and put in the back. Now, I painted the inside with white chalk paint, one coat. And now what I'm going to do is, well, first I'm going to do several things. In preparation, I am going to decoupage this napkin in the back there, but in preparation, I've got these little white branches that I pulled off of a Christmas pick from 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm going to paint it because I don't think the white is going to stand out very much in the white background. And I've got the spring green, which I'm still on. Got a little bit of it here on my paint mat, and we're just going to paint the tree with the spring green. Just a quick coat. I don't care if a little bit of the white shows through because it's like, icy, frosty. But I do want it to stand out. So that's why we're changing the color up to the green. And then I have another option too. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go, but this is one of them. Now, I do have green picks, but they are more that dark green, and I'm kind of going for like a green and pink, kind of retro colors with this. Although there's a little bit of pink, but it's green and red in the napkin. So I just flipped it over, painting the other side. Although you probably won't see the other side, but just in case it falls apart, then you'll be like, oh, hey, this thing that fell apart was well constructed. It had paint on both sides. So we'll just go ahead and set that there. The other option that I have, and I think I'm just so clever for coming up with this, I have these carrots left over from Easter. Because, from January through Easter, it's all about the carrot craft. And then from July, August, it's all about the pumpkin craft until I can start Christmas. So, but what I thought I could do with these, because if you flip it upside down, it is kind of tree shaped, is use that same green and just paint over the orange. Let me flip my glasses down. And kind of get a different, I have bottle brush trees aplenty, but I thought that doing this gives me a little bit different shape than the bottle brush tree, and a little bit different texture in terms of this is basically like a twine wrapped foam cone. So it gives it a little bit different look. And yeah, I'm not going to make you watch me paint the whole thing. I do have one, the magic of the internet swap out. I do have one that I completed already. See? And then I will cut. I've left the stem on because it makes it easy to hold. Once it's dry, if I decide to use it, I will cut that off, and then you'll have like a little tree-shaped inverted carrot. All right, so those were the two things there. And then the next thing I wanted to show you was I've got these styrofoam balls. Got them at the dollar store. And then I also have some of these. Probably should have had these closer to me. You've seen these before. They're vase fillers. They're little white, glittery, basically foam balls. I had a collection of white and silver ones that I've been using up. You've kind of seen those in previous videos. So what I thought I would do was make a snowman out of them. And basically what I did was I took the styrofoam ball and I just pushed it down on the table to kind of flatten it just a little so that it would stand up straight. And then took a little bit of hot glue and then stuck the little glittery one on top. Just kind of held it in place for a minute till the glue sets up and made like a little snowman. Now, the proportion isn't great. And I think on this one I used a bigger styrofoam ball, so be on the lookout for larger ones if you've got them. And now what I want to do is, I mean, obviously this is a plain and simple snowman looking, and you could put a scarf, and I thought about looking for single mittens that are unpaired and unmatched, and cutting off a finger of the mitten and then using it as a little hat. But then I thought, what if I used a Chanel stem and made like earmuffs? Because that would be different, and then I could kind of go with the sort of the minimal, just the earmuffs, and then I'm not kind of worried about the scarf or doing a face. So what I'm going to do is take a chopstick and kind of wind the chenille stem around the chopstick a couple of times and make like a little rounded edge, which is about right for the, maybe I'll do it one more time. So we've got 3. So it's a little bit bigger, right for the size of the earmuffs. And then kind of give it some space to go across the head here, and then repeat on the other side. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Kind of see what I'm doing, where it's got the earmuffy things, and then just the one across the top. Take the scissors and cut off the edge there. I'll twist that back so that it's not a sharp edge. Okay. Yeah, I think that's cute. And a little bit of hot glue on either side to hold it in place. There you go, earmuffs. So we've got a little snowman, and some egregious hot glue strings. I've got this version of a tree, this version of a tree. I've got some bottle brush trees. I've got the box, and now we are going to just decoupage this into the back. Now normally I'm a fan of just decoupaging it on and then sanding the sides off so that you get an even line. However, since we are putting this down and inside the box, the sanding thing is a little harder. So I am going to just kind of guesstimate, my best guesstimate of how much I can trim off the edges so that it will fit down in there. And the whole thing is painted white on the inside, and the napkin obviously is white. So if I mess it up and don't get it right, then I believe you won't notice it. All right, I've got that. And now, with any napkin, you want to make sure when you're decoupaging that you get the plies separated, because it doesn't work if you get both layers of napkin. What happens is, like, the one layer will stick, and then later as it dries, the top layer will come off. So I am just picking at the edges here. Is that it? All right, so what you can do, what I'm going to do, is I've got some washi tape, and if I can find the edge of it here, I'm going to peel off a little bit of the washi tape. You can use regular tape too, but I just happen to have the washi tape here in the craft room, easy to access. Pull off a little piece, trim it, and then I'm going to stick it to the back of the napkin here, just on the edge, and then peel it back like that. And it separates the two plies of napkin. Then you can set that aside and do something with it later. I mean, there are options I am aware of. I have done the thing where you, what is it? You put your decoupage medium, your Mod Podge down on like a silicone mat. Put the one ply of napkin that has nothing on it on top of that, and then put another layer on top, and then when it all dries, you've kind of got this kind of rice paper-esque thing that's opaque, but not... Anyway, I've done that before. I don't know what I'm going to do with that if I'm going to do that. So, got the box. I'm going to take... I've got a little cap full of glue here for my giant thing of school glue that I bought in 2017, 2018, whatever it was, and is still hanging around. And then we're just going to paint this. Should not have let that paintbrush sit out. Okay, there we go. It's like really hard there for a minute. You're just painting it in the box, up and down, along the back. You want to make sure you get a good coat. Not like a goopy coat, but a thick and even. Just on the back. Because if you miss spots, then of course the napkin won't adhere all the way. And the reason I painted the back, even though I knew I was going to decoupage something on there, is that when it's just one ply of the paper, it's not very thick. And if it's just on the wood color that it originally was, which you can kind of see from the side here, it wouldn't have stood out very much. All right, so I've got that down. Just kind of wait a tiny bit. Yeah. And then I'm just going to lay the decoupage, or lay the napkin gently down onto the glue. Now the nice thing with this particular napkin is it's kind of thick, so it does it's not as likely to just, wrinkle up right away if you don't get it correctly. And then I'm just kind of gently pressing it down with my fingers. And then I'm just going to take a little bit more of that glue and put a thin coat over top. And I really haven't had any problem with wrinkling, but I figure that in the Shadowbox, if it does wrinkle on the back, I'm putting stuff in front of it, you probably won't notice. And so this is a tree background. It's interesting. I thought when I got these that they were Christmas tree napkins, but only the top, like it's folded in fourths or whatever. The front is Christmas tree napkins. When you unfold it, the rest of it is snowflakes. I mean, the front is Christmas trees. There are no Christmas trees on the rest of the napkin, only snowflakes, which I thought was kind of interesting. So I am going to use the snowflakes or the snowflake part of the napkin in another craft later. All right, so here we go. Easy peasy. Christmas tree background for the Shadowbox. And now is the part that you just kind of play with it and decide, what do we like? What do we not like? What do we want to do? And I know that I have the snowman and the Christmas trees. Except maybe I've lost the snowman. Did y'all see where he went? Oh, right here. Was laying away from me and I mistook him. Okay, so I've got this with the pink. He's not super tall. So, and I do want this one to go over side, and then this. Then I do want something behind, which I think is what this is gonna do. Yeah, let me just kind of fold the base back just a little. And kind of turn it to the side so I've got something to glue in there. And I am planning on covering the bottom base here that everything is going to be standing on with some of that faux snow. So it doesn't matter if it's not, it doesn't matter if it looks a hot mess to start with. Let's turn that around. Just kind of pressing that down so I don't get my finger in the hot glue, which I've done before. It happens. Since I burned my fingerprints off, I'm just one step from a life of crime. A little bit more glue. That was sarcasm, BT dubs. Not actually going to engage on a life of crime. As I mentioned in the silver flatware video, my sons are convinced I am not well suited for a life of crime. Well, actually, they believe I could be the evil mastermind, but they are convinced that I am not well suited, in the event that I'm caught and actually have to go to prison, that I would not be. So that's, what's keeping me from a life of crime, according to my sons. All right, so we've got the pink tree and the green tree. And now we're gonna slide this guy. Yeah. Got some glue stick here. And you do want to be a little bit careful, I guess, with the glue stick and the styrofoam. Rumor has it that the hot glue will melt styrofoam. I haven't personally experienced that, but it's on good authority. All right, so here we go. Now let's put a little bit of the faux snow in the bottom and we'll be good to go. Let me switch out glue guns. This one may work a little bit better. If you've been following along in the glue gun saga, I've got this precision tip that the boys gave me for Christmas a few years ago. And I love it, but, it doesn't always work. So, and then so put the hot glue in, now I'm just sprinkling the faux snow into the hot glue and making a big old mess, but that's why it's the crafting tablecloth and not like my dining room table. Don't know if any of you have, for those OG fans who have watched all the way back to the beginning, when we started this, I did one video in my in-laws at their table, not like the formal dining table, but the everyday dining table, one video. And then ever since then I have been banished to not crafting at the dining room table. Although I think some of the videos that I did with Mrs. Powell, with Amy Powell, we did at my dining room table at my house, but Kathleen was not thrilled about that. No crafting at the dining room table seems to be a standard policy. All right, so we've got this easy peasy little shadow box with the 2 trees and the snowman. And I guess since it's looking pretty crowded, I'm going to take a pass on my Easter egg, carrot tree. Yeah. Or my other little pink tree. I just don't really have the room for it. But there you go, fun little shadow box, and just kind of a cute way of flipping these, upgrading these. I mean, they're super, super common. You find them in the thrift store all the time. Like, I cannot go and not find a little sign with the word on it. So just kind of a fun way to upcycle that, and something that, like, my boys are, I mean, it's cheesy. And they're like, yeah, cheesy, joy and hope, whatever. But then, they have this little decor thing on the other side that is hopefully creative and interesting, that they enjoy, specific to what they like. So there you go. Thank you for stopping in and watching me create this today. Thanks for jumping on and being part of this 25 days of Christmas ridiculousness, day drinking and crafting. So if you're new here, do all the things. Like the video if you like the video. Follow along. Click the follow button. You can leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you would try? Something that you have tried? Share it with your friends if you are brave enough. So thank you for your time. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and Merry Christmas.